What's going on, people? Welcome to another installment of Never Tuck Your Town TV. I'm DSP, your friendly neighborhood media personality. I'm here with my co-host, Bravo. And of course, as y'all can see, we got a guest today. Huge shout out to JAELYN, JOHNSON-COSTON, a.k.a. Mr. Magic, overseas doing his thing right now. Wanted to make sure we, talk to a professional athlete because a lot of guys do come through to the league and they have aspirations of being pros. So we just wanted to, pick the brain of a professional ourselves. So, man, what's going on, JAELYN? How you been, bro?
What's going on, my guys? First off, I want to say thank you for having me on here, man. I love what you guys are doing with your platform.
Appreciate it.
I'm honored to be able to be on here with you guys.
That's love, man. Truly appreciate it, man. First question for me is it's not really a question. It's more or less like basically allowing you to introduce yourself. Let the people know where you from and how it led to your love of basketball.
Okay, so I'm a kid from the Bronx, man. Born and raised.
Nice. Hell yeah.
I definitely got to represent the Bronx. But
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a kid from the Bronx. I grew up in a basketball environment. My dad was a coach. I got the opportunity to just be around the game at an early age.
Word.
To see, and he actually was still playing in his earlier years of coaching. So I actually got to see my dad play.
As
well as coach. So it was a good experience to be able to see my dad play and all these tournaments around the city. And then now for me to be one of the better players in these same tournaments is
right.
I feel like that's everything coming full circle.
Right.
So yeah, I'm a Bronx kid. I've been around basketball since I was a kid. My dad used to throw me in some of his games, like as a kid. So I was just this little kid running around with this big ass jersey on.
Right.
You can't even see my shorts because I'm not even supposed to be out there.
Right.
But it was just a great experience to have that early on and just to feel the environment of like what the game is.
Right. That's fire. So you would say the love began with you watching your dad?
Yeah, the love began with me watching my dad and him just putting me out there with kids that weren't even my age. He was putting me out there with like dudes that's like 17. I'm like 76 years old.
He threw you in the fire. Okay.
He just wanted me to have that experience, and every dad wants to pass the torch to their son. So
of course.
It was one of those things.
Just to chime in real quick, bro. I know you remember when Dad used to take us to the park and have us balling against these grown men hacking us all the time. Yeah. So I can only imagine how that helped mold you to be tough. Even at 7, playing against 17-year-olds and bigger kids who are gonna have no fear and knock you around. How was that experience at such a young age playing against older kids?
I mean, it was a little tough, but it made me who I am today. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a Bronx kid, so basketball in the Bronx was not easy. And even if I don't, dumb it down to just the Bronx, basketball in New York City is not easy.
Facts.
So to be able to experience that early on and really like know like, yo, if you're gonna play this game, like you're gonna have to like you're gonna have some tough moments that you're gonna have to get through, and you're gonna have to play tough. Like this game is not easy, and even if it gets easier down the line, right now it's not easy, especially in the New York City realm. So
that's a fact.
It definitely was a key factor to me, becoming tougher within this game.
Right. Nice. What was the first level you played at organized ball at?
I want to say maybe around like 8 or 9 years old. My dad brought me to the Gauchos.
Ooh. Oh wow! Okay, yeah, your pops wasn't playing with you. Okay,
he understood. He understood the assignment for real.
Yeah, he was like, okay. You want to play? You're gonna have to learn the right way. That's what's up.
Yeah, exactly. He brought me to the Gauchos, and even before that, he was throwing me in games at like 6 to 7, like I said. So I was playing at a real young age, but I started really playing organized basketball when he started bringing me to the Gauchos, and I started to learn like how to really play the game.
Right. Who was in your class during your Gauchos run? Anyone we know? Anybody pros or any names?
Probably Daniel Dingle. I know who Daniel Dingle is.
Yeah.
Daniel Dingle, he ended up going the same race.
Yeah.
Guys like Kerwin.
You got some dogs.
Who else was in my class? Yeah, it was some killers in my class.
Yeah,
There's definitely some killers
dogs.
in my class.
That's what's up. Bravo, you got some?
So I just wanted to start asking about like your path to where you are now. That's one thing I wanted to know. How did you go? Because I'm here. I feel like a creep sometimes because I'm Googling and they give all that information about somebody with a couple clicks. But I'd rather fact check and all that stuff. So I'm on a site here. It says you went to Metropolitan. It also said
that was my high school.
You went as your high school. You said you went to Weber State. So I just wanted to know the journey to get there because people don't understand how tough the journey to get where you are is. So please let the people know the journey that took you to where you are today.
Right.
So actually in high school, I started at South Bronx.
Oh, okay.
Started at South Bronx High School. I think I played 1 year of JV basketball.
Okay.
But I was just kind of like I was all over the place where I was just getting in too much trouble in school, and you know what I'm saying, like it was just a lot going on. So I wasn't really like that focused on basketball. I was still playing, but it wasn't like my main like, you know, I'm gonna be a good student and I'm gonna get this thing right.
Right.
So my dad was coaching at Metropolitan High School actually.
Okay.
So after I believe my sophomore year, I transferred to his high school because he's just like, bro, you doing too much over there. Like, I'm gonna get you over here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get you over here. We're gonna get you on the right track and you know, like give you a chance at something special, whatever that is that I was trying to do in my life. But it was just for me to get on track, even if it wasn't the basketball path.
Right.
So he brought me over to Metropolitan High School. I end up, you know, going to a team that was 3-25 the year before I got there, or the last 2 years before I got there. I got there and I feel like me being there helped shifted how my dad wanted to mold the team. Because it was a different respect that he was able to gain having his son there and them seeing like that he's not letting me. I'm not a special kid. It's not like I'm gonna let you. I'm not gonna let my son do whatever he wants. And it was like I'm gonna show y'all like how I treat my son within this game.
Right.
And everybody else, you know, kind of fell in line. So it was a great experience. I feel like that really shifted like me and my dad's relationship, but as well as shifted, you know, my path within basketball.
Right.
So after Metropolitan High School, I ended up going to prep school for a year because I graduated at 17. So that's kind of early.
Yeah.
I wanted a little extra year to. Excuse me. I wanted an extra year just to like really, you know, work on my basketball skills basically.
Yeah. Right.
So I went out to New Jersey to Robinson School.
Okay.
With Coach Robinson.
Yep.
And I played out there. I played in New Jersey for a year, and really, you know, really helped, like, really start to mold what I was trying to do within the game, and you know, get a different coaching aspect from somebody else, rather than my dad.
Yep.
Yeah. That helps.
And I had a bunch of interest from Division I schools, but offers from Division II.
Okay.
Right, and I was met at the point where I was just like, you know what, like, I'm still young. I still got a lot of time. Like, it's still so much more that I can learn and that I want to learn. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go the JUCO route.
Okay.
Okay.
So I ended up going JUCO to Monroe College up in New Rochelle.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. All right, Monroe. All right.
Monroe. And that first year at Monroe was a big wake up call for me. Because we had some Division I transfers, guys that was high major.
Okay.
High major.
Some last chance kind of things going on over there.
Yeah, like some real high major guys. And that was the point where it was just like, yo, like now it's really competitive. So now it's like what you really want to do with this? Because you met with a guy that just transferred from Pittsburgh.
Right.
My guy Isaiah Epps. He was the point guard.
Yeah.
He was the point guard at Pittsburgh at one time.
Yeah.
My other brother who I'm still cool with till today, Stephen Manga. He ended up going to Seton Hall, and I can't remember what other school he ended up going to. But we had some real high level guys. Maurice Ndaya, I know who that is. He played for the Knicks for a little bit. He was on my team when I was a freshman. So it was really a real wake up call to, like, what you gonna do with this, Jay?
Right.
So
how serious are you gonna be?
Yeah. So I thank God that I was able to be a part of that experience and be a part of that team. So I didn't get that much playing time my freshman year just because he had those sophomore guys.
Yeah, he had those guys already, right?
Yeah, he had those guys already, and he was trying to get them to the next step.
Right.
So that summer after my freshman year was like a big summer for me. That was a huge summer for me. I give a huge shout out to my guy Dana Warner, up at Monroe College, because he basically took me under the wing and was like, "Yo, like we could do something special next year."
Okay.
And it's basically going to start with you. So, that summer he seen some things that I couldn't see.
Right.
And
right.
It was. I remember this one time we was working out, and there was a coach from the baseball team played with the Boston Red Sox.
Okay.
We after the workout or whatever, he brought me to the side and he asked the Boston head coach. Dana brought me to the side and asked the baseball coach. He was like, "What did you just tell me about this kid?" Talking about me.
Right.
And he said that I have no ceiling.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I was just
that's a good compliment.
Right.
I really didn't understand it at the time.
Okay.
But looking back, I was just like, yo, I needed to hear that.
Right.
I needed to hear that.
Exactly.
So that I don't get comfortable, and I take this to the highest level possible that I can.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Because there's no cap over anything that I could do.
Right. Exactly.
And I feel like it was several times where like I might have got comfortable, and God just sent a message through somebody else that said like keep it going. Like you're not done yet. Like don't get satisfied.
Right.
There's nothing to be satisfied about.
Right.
So fast forward a little bit. My sophomore year comes up at Monroe. We start out our first 13 games, 13-0.
Oh.
Like I'm in a leadership position.
Nice.
I got my guys. I got my guys together. I made them a family, and I just took that. I took that role of leadership within the team because, I felt like that was my calling. Like that was my job at that point.
Right.
So first 13 games, we go 13-0. We beat the number 1 team in the country, which was South Plains at the time.
Okay.
They had some guys over there. They had West Virginia commits, Ole Miss commits.
Wow.
Hofstra commits. They were stacked over there. They were stacked.
Right.
So it was an amazing feeling to like really see the work that I was putting in start to show.
Right.
Like it was and sometimes I just want to say this for all the kids that's watching. Sometimes there's gonna be a lot of work that you put in, and it don't show within the first month or the first 2 months. It might be so much further down the line, but you just got to keep going within the process. You got to keep going within the process.
That's a bar. That's a gem right there, bro.
It is.
So yeah, back to us going 13-0. Started out the first games 13-0, and I started getting interest and offers from all these Division I schools.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was the big one of the big turning points in my basketball career.
Right.
I don't want to cut you off, but I noticed even watching like the Last Chance U stuff, the better you perform at JUCO, like the more eyes you get. So like everything matters in JUCO. Did you feel that kind of what's the word I want to use there? The kind of
pressure.
There we go. Thank you. When it was in that season.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I really didn't. I was really just enjoying. I was just enjoying what was in front of me.
Yeah.
Like I was just enjoying the opportunity to be able to like be a leader, and like basically like freshman year to sophomore year was like this is my turn type of thing.
Right.
Okay.
So I was just more concerned with just like enjoying the process and just everything that came with it. Like just came with it. I wasn't really like, damn, I got to go Division I, or I want these schools and these schools. It was just more of just me. It was more of just me just enjoying the process, honestly.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
That's dope. That's dope.
Right.
That's
dope. Yeah, go ahead. You said y'all started off 13-0. My fault for cutting.
You got offers.
Nah, no worries. Yeah. So I got these offers. I didn't really let it get to my head because I had a goal of, I had a goal on the season of, getting conference player of the year or whatever. And what else I was trying to get? Conference player of the year, and then I also was trying to get to nationals. I knew in nationals. That's really where you get all the schools,
all the looks,
all
right?
The eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
So fast forward a little bit within the season, we had a couple things that went wrong with a couple players within the team where like I think we lost our first game, and that's when like when something's working, nobody can say nothing.
Right.
So we lose our first game, and then that's when all the side talk started to
finger
come.
pointing. It's his fault.
Right.
Yeah, it's his fault. This guy should have passed it more.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right.
All the side stuff started to come in, and I was just like, damn, what do I do now? Like I'm trying to I'm focused on myself, but I'm more like, like if we all do this together, like I'm a firm believer of like nobody ever gets anything done by themselves.
Facts.
Like, I stand on that. Like nobody, right. I don't feel like nobody is self-made, whether if that person didn't help you directly, but it might have been a decision that they made in their life that you saw and you decided to do something else.
Right.
That you're not self-made because something made you make a decision.
Right.
So I was just more focused on like how do I get the guys to like stay together.
Right.
Yeah, stay together. It didn't really, work out that way. So I get to the point at the end of the season where, it's kind of time to make a decision between schools. I had like South Carolina State.
Okay.
I believe
what were some of the offers you had, bro?
Yeah, South Carolina State, George Mason, Weber State.
Okay.
Those are the offers that I had.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
I had once Weber State offered me, I got like other offers from schools in the Big Sky, like Idaho State and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah,
that's how it works. Take you away.
Yeah, that's exactly
it. It was like, wait a minute, hold on.
Like, oh, wait a minute. There's this kid named Jay. Okay, hold on. Let's check him out. Yep.
Exactly. So we get to the point where, it's time for me to make a decision. So if I'm gonna be honest, not that I made a mistake, but I kind of wish I would have took more visits. I only took one visit. One visit.
Okay.
Now, why was that? Was it time constrained or you were convinced? They convinced you all that? Or?
No. So time constrained and I had a blast on my visit.
Okay.
So I visited Weber State. I went out there with my mom and my dad. Took them out there on a visit with me. They brought them out there on a visit with me. I had a blast on the visit. There was another JUCO kid that was on the visit with me.
Oh, okay.
He was a real cool dude. His name is Chris Golden. He was a real cool dude. That was my guy. That's still my guy to this day. And we had an amazing visit. I seen the way my parents loved the program.
Right. Right.
And actually, but previously, let me backtrack a little bit. So my dad made me pick out schools. He made me pick out 10 schools one time. Okay. And I'm on the internet researching. I'm researching, schools and why I should go there and stuff like that. And I come across Weber State. Maybe like 2 years before I even
crazy.
get an offer from them.
That's crazy.
And I see a picture of Dame.
Yep.
This is before I even knew who Dame was. This is before I knew who he was. Right?
Okay.
He was still in college.
Right.
So I see that school. Yeah, and in my mind, I always remembered that school.
Right.
So I remember that school, and I'm just like, yo, like this is one of the schools like I was shown early on. And like it felt like it was just full circle for me. I'm gonna be honest. It just felt like it was full circle. It's just like, what's the odds that I get an offer from a school that I had no clue, 2
years prior. Right.
Yeah, 2 years prior that I was even gonna get an offer from these guys.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So we're going to visit. My mom loves the situation. My dad loves the situation. The coaching staff was amazing to me on the visit, and it felt like somewhere I was supposed to be.
Right.
Okay.
So, I committed, I think, 2 days after my visit. Spoke their brains about what they think about the situation, and then I committed like 2 days after.
That's what's up.
So we had what's this? We had summer where we had to go to the campus and train for the summer, and then also take a couple classes.
Right.
We get there, I see my teammates. That's gonna be my teammates for the year and everything, and it's time to put in summer work.
Right.
But the one of the coaches that recruited me and that I went there for, one of the assistants, he actually had to leave the school. This is after I already committed. He had to leave. Yeah, he had to leave the school, and I already committed. And I'm just like, you know what? Like I still like the head coach. I still trust the head coach and stuff like that. So I go. I still go.
So that was the guy who was recruiting you. He was the one that was recruiting you.
He was the one that was recruiting me.
Okay.
Having to leave. He might end up having to leave because something happened with his daughter back in Oklahoma, and he couldn't.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
So he couldn't. So I understood. And at that point, I didn't really know how the business aspect of it worked.
Right.
I don't understand the business aspect of it.
Right.
So I still go. And now I'm just like, I'm up in the air guy, because I don't. It's the coach that recruited me is not there.
He's not there, right?
I don't really have nobody backing me, like pushing me, like this is my guy, like
mind you, you're a Bronx kid. Mm-hmm. I just looked it up. Weber State is in Ogden, Utah.
They don't recruit. They don't really recruit city kids.
Right.
That was another, that was another aspect that played out, and like how certain things played out there.
Right.
So I go there. We go there for summer. You know, I get the feel of like how everything is going to be, how Division I basketball is going to be.
Right.
And I really, that was another wake up call for me where it's just like, okay, like you did it at the high school level, you did it at the post grad level, you did it at, you know, the JUCO level. Right. Now this is a completely different ball game.
Right.
This is a completely different ball game. Yeah, this is a completely different ball game. It's so many things that just go into the D1 aspect of the NCAA. So like it's a lot of work that you got to put in, and it ain't no messing around. Coaches ain't messing around.
No, they're not. Lives. You're right.
Yeah, this is their lives.
Yep.
And you know they're gonna feel like they got to put out the you know the best product possible.
Of course. Right. Yep.
So I'm never gonna be the person and not be honest, you know, within my situation. So when I get there, I'm like I feel like I get comfortable. I'm gonna be honest. I probably got comfortable because I'm just like, you know, like dang, like I made it Division I. Like I'm a
D1,
Division like
here. Right.
Yeah, like I'm a Division I guy now. Like, and you know, I didn't understand, you know, the punctual aspect of like getting the workouts on time and like they not really hearing no excuses and you know, like it don't matter if you tired or or you don't feel well, like
they ain't hearing that.
We not here. This is what we doing. And it was a wake up call, and it was a little tough on me because I ended up, you know, going with a new guy. Like this is a guy that I haven't really spoke to that often, and this wasn't the guy that recruited me. So it wasn't. I had to, you know, there wasn't really a relationship that was built. It was just like, you know, this is one of your guys now.
Yeah,
work him out. You know, like that's it.
Right.
So
strictly business.
Yeah, strictly business.
Yeah.
So being there, I just really started to begin to understand, like, you know, like this is a business. Like you got to start understanding the business aspect of it.
Right.
So that was a huge wake up call for me. I end up being a bench guy. Where some games I didn't play, and then some games, you know, he was throwing me in there, and it wasn't because anybody was better than me. I
still
shot.
System, right?
Yeah, it still was the system. I still shot 60% from the season. I think I had one of the best percentages on the team. I think I got an award for shooting like 62% or something like that. And this is in like super limited minutes.
Right.
And I remember halfway through the season, I'm just like, yo, like this is tough. Like I just went from a situation where like I was one of the guys, and now
the guy,
and now I'm here and I'm just like a bench guy, and I'm like do I think like I'm not good? Am I not putting in the work?
Right.
And it really had nothing to do with that. It was just, you know, I guess you could say wrong place, wrong time, or you know, certain things just played out the way that they played out. And I personally think it played out well for me. Like that was supposed to be, I feel like that was supposed to be something that I was supposed to go through along the process.
Absolutely.
So we end up middle of the season. I called my JUCO coach, Dana Warner, my assistant coach, he was the assistant. And I'm like, yo, like, I don't know. I don't know if I could do this, bro. Like, I don't know if I could do this. Like, he's just like bigging me up. He's like, man, listen, like, if you feel like you got to leave, like, you know, leave, but finish your year out and don't break no relationships that you don't have to break. You know what I'm saying? Don't give yourself a bad name.
Don't burn bridges. Right. That was good advice.
Advice. So I was just like, okay, like I'm gonna continue to stay professional. I'm gonna continue to put the work in because, you know, I'm not done after this.
Right.
Like it's still more for me.
Sure.
So we get to the point where at the end of the season, and I you know, I asked coach, I asked him, I was like, you know, like what's going to be my role for next year?
Right.
Like they was planning on keeping me, but I was just like, you know, what's going to be my role?
What am I going to be doing? Right.
Yeah. So he tells me, he's like, you know, it's kind of gonna be similar to the role from this year. You know, no hard feelings, but I was just like, you know, I got something that I'm trying to do with this. So
right.
You know what I mean? I'm just have to get my release.
Right.
So it was, you know, it was a heartfelt decision. You know, coach really cared about me, and I get it. Like he cares, but at the end of the day, you know,
you got goals, bro. Yeah, you got goals, and the way he was running it, it wasn't going to pan out for you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Right. And I got the business aspect of it. So
right.
So I'm reaching out. So schools are reaching out once I enter the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really the schools that I would want, or it's not a bunch of Division Ones, because now I'm at the point where like this was before all these rule changes.
Yeah,
this
right.
Was like 2000. This
you
was
gotta
like
wait a year.
Yeah,
all this.
This is like 2000. So these kids are so lucky with all these rules.
It's
now.
like free agency now. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely like free agency now. Yep.
It's wild.
It's crazy. So this is around like 2015, 16.
Okay.
And you know, a lot of coaches wanted me. They just didn't want to, you know, have me for 2 years just to play 1 year.
Right.
They don't want, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they rather do that with a freshman kid, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The guy that they're gonna have longer. Yeah,
yep.
exactly.
Yep.
So they so I understood that. You know, it was a little frustrated, but I was just like, you know, like I know I'm gonna end up wherever I'm supposed to be.
Right.
So, because I know I'm putting in the work, and I know, you know, like this is not it for me, and I always had to continue to tell myself that, like, along the journey, like this is not it, like this is just a stepping stone, and like you're gonna get to where you want to get to. Mm-hmm. So I remember this one coach told me. Matter of fact, this was during the season, when I told my JUCO assistant coach that I wanted to leave. He started reaching out to you know, letting schools know like that I was leaving. So like it was schools contacting me, a couple Division IIs. I can't remember this coach's name, but I'll never forget what he told me. And this was a coach that I wasn't even going to go to his school, and he knew I wasn't going to go to his school. But he still like gave me advice. Like he watched one of our games, and he was just like, he asked me, what do I feel like I could do more of when I do get the minutes that I get?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I'm a young kid. I'm giving frustrated answers. I'm like, man, like they giving me 5 minutes, 10 minutes, blah blah blah. I can't do nothing. I can't do much in that time, right? And he was just like, he always told me, he was like, control what you could control, and I always carried that throughout my life. He was like,
control what you can control. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
I always carried that throughout my life. I always carried that from the day he told me that. I carried that throughout the rest of my career.
Great advice.
He said, control what you can control. He said, you can't control the minutes that you get, but when he put you out there, you can control the effort that you give.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Right?
Yeah.
You can control the effort that you give. And after he told me that, within the minutes that I was getting, my productivity like
skyrocketed. Yep.
Through the roof.
Nice. Yeah. Nice.
Through the roof.
Nice.
That's fire.
Through the roof. Just because I was just like, you know, like he's right. Like what? Like I could sit here and you know, bitch about the fact that I'm not playing 30 minutes, or that a guy that's playing 30 minutes is still doing the same thing now I'm doing in 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes, like, right?
You know what I'm saying? So it was just one of those things where I was just like, you know what, like this is like great advice for me to take to the next level.
Yeah, it is.
Fast forward, I actually after I leave Weber, you know, I actually take a gap year.
Oh.
I actually took a gap year. I took a gap year just because when I got back, my you know, my grandmother passed away.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Condolences,
yeah, I appreciate you guys. Mm-hmm. My grandmother had passed away, and I was just like super, like I was just so upset. just, you know, what was in front of me. Like, you know, like I went Division I and, you know, it didn't work out, and I couldn't really find a school that I wanted to you know, to go to.
Right.
So I just took a gap year just to get myself mentally right and just work on my game and just continue to work on my game, So I don't know if you guys I actually watched a little bit of the interview I did with Paul Krauser.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's from my neighborhood.
Oh, okay. Wow. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
okay.
we from the same projects.
Okay.
From the same
that's wild. Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah, we from the same project.
Okay.
So I know y'all probably heard of the Team Posse.
Yes.
Team Posse.
I've heard of Team Posse. Yes.
So my uncle is Maniac. Y'all know the Maniac?
Get out of here. That's your uncle?
That's my
uncle.
Oh,
wow. Yo, you got a basketball family. All right.
Facts. That's my uncle. That's my uncle. So he had a friend that was actually coaching. He had a friend that he went to school with, I believe, that was coaching at the school named Florida Memorial.
Okay.
Out in Miami.
Oh, so Miami.
He was looking for guys. He was looking
Talk about
guys.
A change. Hold on.
Right.
Talk about a change. Ogden, Bronx, New York, Florida, right. Ogden, Utah, Miami, Florida. I'm there. I'm there. Right. Take me there. I don't even want to hoop. Take me to Miami.
Right. Word up. Word up.
Exactly.
Oh, I feel you.
So he was in New York, looking for guys, and you know, he just wanted to see the talent that New York had.
Right.
And my dad had he was still coaching at the time, so you know, I would practice with his guys a little bit. So he held an open run just so the coach his name's actually Phil Jackson.
That's funny.
That's his
okay.
name. Yeah, Black Phil Jackson.
Black Phil Jackson. That's funny. That is funny. That's funny.
So
had to be a coach. He can't be anything else.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, you got to be a coach with a name like that. You can't be anything else.
That's a fact.
So he comes to the gym, and we do a little we do a couple workouts, and then we get into playing. And he was after we was done playing, he was like you the guy,
right.
You're the guy, like we want you to come down for a visit, and like we really want you to, you know, consider coming to the school.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what, you know, I don't have anything at this point. You know, I'm still trying to look for, you know, what I'm gonna do.
I took the gap. Right.
Yeah, I took the gap year. So I go on a visit. Visit was amazing. You know, it's Miami.
Of course, it's Miami.
It's Miami.
I googled the school. It's a HBCU too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Come on,
HBCU in Miami.
I'm good. You got
where's the paper, bro? As soon as I get there, where's the paper?
I'm excited. Thank you. That's a fact. Yep.
HBCU, man. The HBCU is complete different experience.
Yeah. Right.
From my two previous experience, and probably, you know, one of the best times I ever had in my life.
Right.
So I go down there on a visit. And you know, I play with their guys, and some of the guys that they bring in, and they had a Division I transfer. I forgot from what school, but he was good. And then they had a couple pieces that was actually like really some real good pieces.
Okay.
And he was really trying to shift the culture of you know, what the school has been for the last you know, however so many years.
Right.
And I was just, I felt at home when I got there. Just the beautiful weather, or like everything was just convincing. It being an HBCU, and,
right?
You know, it just felt like the place to be, and it definitely was. So I committed. End up going to the school. I get down there, and I actually had it was a crazy experience that I had. My first day waking up on that campus, I look in the mirror and I start crying.
Oh man. Okay.
I look in the mirror and I start crying, and I'm just like, yo, like I started asking myself, like, yo, how did you get here?
How'd you get here? Right.
Like, how'd you get here? Like,
when you're living through the journey, you don't realize it. But when you reflect, when that was a time of reflection right there, like, wow, I'm really here.
I'm here now.
Yeah,
right.
like And I'm just like, dang, like you was at a Division I, last year, or 2 years ago, and you was just like, how did you get here? And I remembered again, control what you can control. Mm-hmm. And I remember telling myself, after looking in the mirror, I remember telling myself, I was like you're gonna get out of this what you put in.
Right.
So if I'm upset that I'm playing at a Division II NAIA, or that I'm not Division I, or that I'm not a top player or a high level guy still, even though I'm not in what people would consider high level.
Right.
Then like this is gonna be a waste. This is gonna be a waste.
Right.
So I really challenged myself that year, where I was just like, bro, like you say you want to do this, you put in all the work to be able to get to where you want to get to. So now it's time. And I remember beating my coach to the gym, first practice.
Ooh, that must have impressed him.
Yep.
Yeah. He must have been like, whoa, you beat me? Wait a minute.
I beat my coach to the gym. And I would beat him there very often. Very often.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I feel like me making that decision within myself shifted the dynamic of the team.
Right. Absolutely.
Now coach is like, I can't keep letting this kid beat me to the gym.
Right.
So now he waking up earlier.
Yeah.
He letting my teammates know, like,
he's getting here before y'all.
Jay in here before me.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I had some of my teammates asking me, like, yo, when you wake up, can you wake me up, please?
Wake me up.
Yeah.
Right.
That'll change it. That's like when it's like Kobe in the Dream Team, the Redeem Team.
When he joined.
If y'all saw that documentary, they was out partying, having a good time, popping up at 4 a.m. They passing LeBron in the
they
Kobe in the
Kobe
lobby.
About to go to the gym.
Kobe's like, I'm on the way to the gym. They going back to bed.
Yep.
Yeah,
that'll change it.
Yeah, it was one of those things. So it really changed the dynamic of the team.
Yep.
It changed how my teammates looked at me. Like I wasn't just a Division I transfer. It was just like they seen the work ethic. So
you became a leader.
It was a different respect, where it was just like, he's probably just a Division I guy. Like he's probably just talented, and it was just like, nah. Like realistically, throughout my whole career, it was a point where people were more talented than me, but because of my hard work, I caught up.
Right. I'm glad you said that, man. For real.
So, it really helped the dynamic of the team, and I started to gain their respect, and we really started to become a family, and we shifted. We was able to shift. I was only there for a year, but I was able to do something with those guys within that team and within that coaching staff that haven't been done in, I forgot how many years. I can't even remember how many years. But we was the number 1 team in the conference, and that school haven't been the number 1 team that we was actually picked to be last.
Wow. Preseason, right?
we was picked preseason to be last in the conference.
That's crazy, and y'all finished first.
That's a fire wake-up call.
We finished super fire wake-up call. We finished first in the conference. I think they haven't been conference champions, and I think it was like 13 years or something like that.
Okay, it was a big shift.
I'm looking here at the old numbers. I'm looking at your numbers here. They said you averaged 13.7 a game. You had I think that's the only average they popped. 7 rebounds a game you was getting. So that's good numbers there. Started 21 to 23 games, shooting 48% from the field. I mean,
good numbers.
Very good numbers. Very good numbers there. And you guys made it to the NAIA tournament, winning the conference championship and all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's a good look.
That's what's up, man. That's a huge culture.
Let's talk about turning the team around in the year.
And the thing was, he did it by example. Like he wasn't in nobody's face,
not barking,
none of that.
Good leaders. That's what good leaders do.
I'm gonna beat the coach to practice, and then
good leaders show.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
Exactly. That's how you set the tone. I set
absolutely.
the tone basically.
Like I'm not gonna talk because anybody can talk. Everybody can do what we're doing right now. Everybody can.
Right.
When you're there, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, and the coach ain't there yet, you're gonna see that and be like, what type of timing this is.
Like we ain't playing. Like I gotta it's either I take a step back and just or I step up to the level of like what I see like my transfer is trying to do.
Right.
So
absolutely. So how was that transition from the whole college space to the professional space that you're in right now? Because that's a whole other monster. So if you could talk about that transition, that'd be great.
The transition from college to pro, it takes a level of accountability,
right?
Because now it's not really somebody telling you like, yo, you gotta go, like it's time to work out,
right? It's on you.
And I've always been a guy where like, you know, it's been times where I had to go to the gym by myself where, you know, like I didn't have somebody say like, yo, like let's go to the gym or you know, like a trainer that I was training with consistently every day, like, you know, how some of these guys have, which is, you know, I don't know, no knock to them to what they're able to do.
Right.
But I just feel like something different is molded when you got to do something by yourself, and there's nobody there's nobody that's like bigging you up, like, yo, come on, Jay, like you got to be the one that you got to be the one that does that yourself, and
it's hard.
You know,
that stuff is hard, man.
What?
Oh
yeah. So it was a big shift, a huge shift, and it was just like, you at the point now where you say you want this, you by yourself.
Yep.
Like, do you just give up now, or do you keep? Like, I had no clue that I would end up where I am today. Like, I just put my foot on the gas and I ain't let it go.
Right.
Like I had no clue. Like I didn't, you know, everybody thinks NBA and, you know, they don't know how to get there, and the professional level, they don't know how to get there. I just really like this. I watch the greats, and they always speak about the process over like the destination.
Mm-hmm.
And the process is like so important.
Right.
The process is so important because like that's where my attention was. Just to just be in the process.
Right.
And not care if I score 30 this game or 10 this game or 5 this game, but to just every day commit to just getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's what's up.
Yeah, that's fire.
That's what's up. So wait, how did your Bravo, my bad, I didn't mean to cut your signs, but
no, you're good. You're good.
How did the first overseas offer come to you?
There you go. That's a good one.
Actually, man, I owe this guy my life, for real. I tell him all the time. Like whenever he comments on my stuff, I tell him all the time, like, yeah, bro, like this really happened because of you.
Right.
It was a guy that I went to school in South Bronx with. His name is Edison. He we had got reconnected somehow in an open gym.
Okay.
We hooping in the open gym, and his agent, he plays in DR, Dominican Republic.
Okay.
His agent hits him up, and he's like, you know, like I got a team that wants you to come, blah blah blah. He couldn't go, and after seeing him in the open gym, he was just like, yo, Jay, like, you wanna play in DR? Like,
oh wow,
hell yeah,
hell yeah, we're playing Miami, DR. Listen, we're just getting hotter and hotter. Let's go.
That's it, right?
I'm like, hell yeah,
yeah.
Boy, what you talk about? There ain't nothing to talk about.
Right.
So he actually connected me with his agent, and it started from there. Oh,
wow,
and
that's crazy.
I always, every time I speak to him, I tell him like, bro, like, you don't even know what you did for me, like. You don't even know what you did for me, bro. And he's like, he always try to water it down, and I'm just like, nah, bro, like, cause
it was you.
Like, yeah, like you kicked everything off. Like I want
like,
to be
think about
where
it.
I'm at right now.
if he didn't make that decision to be like, yo, let me hit up Jalen, see if he want to play, you wouldn't have started the journey.
If he said, I'll be there, I'll be at that tryout. Who knows where you'd be right now? It's crazy to think when you think back and
what
and you think of ask you the question. Usually the journey's a unique story. So this one's a good one. I love it.
Oh yeah.
What? That's why every time I speak to him, I'm like, bro, like I owe you everything for real. Like,
right.
Like he don't even understand. He be trying to water it down because he's such a good dude. But I'm just like, bro, like I owe you everything, boy. Like.
So what year was that? That was what, like 2018? Was that around that time?
Yeah, 2018.
So you've been in pro ball since. So you're like 5 years in pro ball. Did you play during the pandemic? Did you guys play bubble basketball or anything like that?
Yeah, I played. I did a bubble in Colombia. I did a bubble.
Okay.
In Colombia.
Oh, that's the highlights we saw a minute ago.
That's the highlights you saw, Bravo. Yeah.
I remember you violated on somebody.
Yeah.
It was the first play of the
first
highlight,
play.
Right?
Yep. I was like,
first play of the highlight. Yep.
Violated down the lane, middle. Boom, right on him. So that was bubble hoop. So how was that? How was being quarantined, pandemic hoops? To explain that situation, because that's a different beast within itself.
What I mean, professional basketball is a different. It's a lot of people think it's like so much glitz and glamour to this, and it's really not. It's really not. Like you're gonna be in some situations that you're not comfortable with. Sometimes your living conditions is not gonna be the same as they are when you're back at the crib.
Yep.
So like it takes a different level of a mental strength to be a professional. Like that's like aside from the skill part and the talent part, like you really got to be mentally tough. Like it's not. It's really not easy over here. So that was like maybe like my third year. So I my feet was wet a little bit.
Okay.
So I knew how to handle the professional scene. So it actually wasn't that bad. Like we in a nice country. I got to go outside a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
The hotel accommodations and everything was fine, and then like I got to hoop, so it wasn't really as bad for me. Some people they get homesick, or if they can't move around, you know how they want to move around is just a little it's a little difficult for them. But I'm able to. I'm glad that I'm able to like adjust to whatever's asked of me or whatever I need to do just to get the job done.
Right.
So that's really.
What are the different countries that you played in, if you don't mind me asking?
So I played in Dominican Republic, played in Colombia, played in Lebanon, and I played in and then now I'm in Iraq.
Okay. Oh, you globetrotter.
So how's your Spanish? How's your Spanish with all the different countries you played in?
My Spanish is actually pretty good. I do need to practice more, which I'm gonna practice more. But I'm able to defend myself and know how to ask for things that I need. And my Spanish is pretty decent.
All I can do is order food, but hey, it gets me where I need to go. I tell them I need some arroz con pollo. They know exactly what I need. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's fire. So how's ball in Iraq? Have you season started? I see numbers here from this website. It shows you playing for a team called the Cafeteros. It looks like that.
Yeah, that was in Colombia. That was in Colombia.
Okay, and you had good numbers there. I see 18.8 points per game. Got to bring those turnovers down a bit though, according to them.
Yeah,
turnovers a little high.
Crazy.
Four boards a game, 2 dimes. So
that's that high ball usage right there.
Oh, okay. They keep swinging it your way.
I told you, I was touching the ball a lot.
Like,
that's high ball usage.
Don't do something. You do the play this time. Like, come on. But no, totally understandable. So yeah, how have you guys started hooping in Iraq yet? The season started, or
yeah. So we actually 4 months in now.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay. How many games in a season?
I want to say, and we played about 15 now, so I want to say about 32, 35 maybe.
Okay.
That's a good amount of games. Okay.
That's a good amount. Yeah. That's a good amount.
But yeah, basketball here has been like great. Like I'm actually having my best season, numbers wise.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, I'm having my best season numbers wise.
That's what's up.
And it's so crazy like how I even ended up here because Colombia. Because I remember when I was playing in Lebanon, like I loved it. Like I had a blast.
Yeah.
And I know how much money is out here in the Middle East. So
yeah. Big dollars balling out there.
So when I was in Colombia, I remember saying, and I didn't even say this to my agent. Like I said this to one of my teammates, and I was just like, "Yo, yeah, like I want to get back to the Middle East." Like,
yeah, the bag is out there. That's
oh yeah.
And then the job ended up presenting itself, and I was just like, "Yo, like
you manifested
you
it,
manifested it. That's
exactly,
that's
bro.
a fact. Yeah, because
I
mean,
just like, man.
I'm thinking in my head for if you any Spanish speaking country, basketball is going to be the third sport. You're going to have soccer,
right?
You're going to have baseball, and then it's everything else.
Yep.
Middle East, sometimes basketball is the second sport. It might be
sport, right.
It might be third behind like cricket or something or some other things, but usually it's the second sport in some of those countries. So you know the money is out there.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. The first sport out here is soccer. It's like soccer is huge out here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it's basketball.
Basketball, okay, that's dope.
But so I end up getting out here, and I'm not gonna lie. The first month out here was a little tough.
Right,
it was a little tough just because the living was just a complete different. Like it was completely different from what I was used to.
Right.
And I had to really like sit with myself and like pray and like ask God, like, yo, like what we doing? Like what's going on? Like because at a certain point I was just like, like I'm ready to get out of here. Like this is not it. This is not it. And like looking back now, like I couldn't be more grateful, bro, because I'm having the best season numbers wise that I've had since I've played overseas.
It looks good on the resume. You know what I mean?
Boy, it looks crazy on the resume. So I'm just like, bro, I'm glad like I didn't have to. I'm glad I didn't allow myself to leave.
Right.
I'm glad if I'd have listened to myself, I would have left.
Right.
I'm glad that I got the relationship with God that I have, and that I was able to pray and really gain clarity on what I should do. Because it's been real rewarding. I can't lie to you. It's been real rewarding.
That's what's up. I don't know if you had a question though. I know my question turned into like a long-winded answer, so go ahead, ask. It's a good question. It got a great answer. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The next one is I was going to ask was one of the questions that you were talking about before we came on was how tough is it to juggle your family life back at home and also be a professional overseas?
That might be one of the toughest things that you're gonna do over here.
Cause I see your daughter, bro. She's adorable,
bro.
Dude.
It's so hard to
It's
so thank you. I appreciate that, man. But it's so hard to like see her and like notice and like know that you're gonna miss out on some things.
Yeah.
But it's like I gotta pay attention to what's the bigger goal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you want to make sure it's good.
Exactly. It's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
And it makes it easy, like having a family that is like very supportive.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes it the easiest, thing to be able to make a decision whether I'm gonna leave or whether I'm a, So I appreciate the family. I appreciate her mom, and the family that I have because they make sure that they feel my love even when I'm gone.
Right.
And, I love how interactive my daughter is on FaceTime, and that makes it so much easier. That makes the sacrifice so much easier. Having people that's backing the decision that you're making, and just knowing that what you're doing is for a greater cause than not a lot of people is going to be able to see that. But if you know what you're trying to do and you know your vision, then You know what I mean? You got to stand. You got to continue to stand on that. So
yeah, it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice that a lot of athletes have to make, being away from home and being away from their family. But you know, you're doing it. It's not like you're doing it because you don't want to be around. You're doing it because this is the necessity. This is the opportunity that has been given to you. So you need to take it and run with it for her well-being. Because I've got a 6-year-old. I got a 6-year-old myself. And when when she was born, I was pro wrestling, and I would be gone every weekend. After a while, it takes a toll, man. So I totally get where you're coming from. I'm only a few hours away.
Hours away, right?
You are across the pond.
I'm on the other side of the world.
Right. So I can only understand. Thank God for things like FaceTime and Messenger, stuff like that now. I couldn't imagine doing this stuff in the 90s. Like, just a phone, payphone, side of the road. How you doing, baby? Okay.
Right.
You know, it was so crazy. I was talking to one of my friends one time, and I'm just like, yo, like, it's so crazy, like how I could be on FaceTime with my daughter, and then also show her a video of something that we did like months before. Like that shit drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, yo, that is nuts. Like,
gotta love modern technology, man. Yeah, gotta love it. Man. That's a fact.
Pablo, you got anything else? I'm good.
It'll make you feel a little crazy, but man.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I did have one more question. I mean, it's VOH basketball, and he has played. You played what, 2 seasons, if I'm not mistaken, VOH?
Yeah.
I played for help me with the
first
teams.
It was
Black Eagles,
and then you played the family.
And then it was the
family, so I want to focus more on the family aspect. You guys were favorites. You guys were top of the rankings during the entire season. With you and don't do that on the same squad. I know I was singing y'all praises. I said these guys are gonna go to the chip with this team. So tell me about your experience while you played in the VOH league. How that like differ from any other rec league that you've seen? What was like a huge difference between you playing in VOH and then you playing in, like, you know, anywhere rec ball in the Bronx or anywhere else?
I love VOH, man. So shout out to you guys that's doing a great job over there at VOH. I just love, you know, I love, you know, the family aspect of everybody that's within the league, all the different teams, and you know how y'all advertise it, and just like it's just like a bunch of brands just coming together. So I love that about VOH, and that's really what, you know, differs from the other leagues. And like I'm a guy that, you know, I've learned to respect other journeys. Like there's so many different lanes. There's so many different lanes.
That's a good answer.
Especially within basketball. Like there's so many different lanes.
Right.
And like it's cool to see so many different hoopers. You know, whatever they're trying to do within the basketball space, and just respect like good basketball and respect how good a player is, whether he's a professional or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've just learned to respect, you know, individuals and the lane that they in. Awesome. So I actually love VOH, man. I love VOH basketball. I love how they advertise it. I love the game recaps, man. A lot of leagues are not doing that. Y'all like y'all own little ESPN, man. And
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love that.
That's
I love that.
Appreciate that.
Awesome. Appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. But yeah, man, Mr. Magic, this was a great interview, bro.
Absolutely.
Truly appreciate you. I know you're like 8 hours ahead of us. I know you.
I was gonna say I could keep going, but it's probably like 3, 4 in the morning. But I was like, nah, he got to get some sleep, man.
Yeah, I took a nap before we did this thing.
Okay. That's what's up.
I had to make sure I was ready, man.
Right, man. Appreciate that, man. Ready. I just want to wish you nothing but luck, more success on what you're doing, man. I know your journey isn't over. You're just basically getting started. Only 5 years of professional. You got much more basketball to play. Man, just keep up the great work, bro. For real.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you once again for having me on here. I really appreciate you guys, you know, wanting to bring me up here. It's definitely an honor to be able to to get on you guys' platform and just tell a little bit of my story and speak to you guys and just just enjoy the vibes.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate.
You never know. Never know. You might inspire someone else to go pro, bro.
Exactly.
Once they hear your story, they'll be like, "Wait a minute."
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why we have these conversations, bro.
Exactly, and that's what's so important about just respecting lanes.
Right.
It's just like everybody's not gonna be able to do the same thing that other people did. Like everybody has their own. Like it might be similar to somebody else's, and it might be relatable.
Right.
But everybody has their own path that they gotta walk. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
That's right.
That's a fact. Yo, truly appreciate you, bro.
Well, I got one more thing. Good luck in your season. I know you said you're 4 months in. Good luck the rest of the way. Hope y'all get that chip.
Thank you.
Bring a chip home.
Word. Go to the playoffs, win that shit. Word up.
Thank
you. Keep
dunking
on their heads, man. Keep dunking on their heads like that.
Definitely, man. You know what? Hey, I gotta keep doing it until I can't, man.
That's right.
Right. Exactly. Yo, be safe, Mr. Magic.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you guys, man.
All right.
Peace,
easy,
man.
bro.